Hey, gosh, it was good to play. When you coming off a loss like that, and you have to sit with it for 2 weeks, it's always great to be able to get back out and play again. And we knew it was going to be hard. I mean, Oregon State's a good football team. They're physical. The quarterback was a heck of a player, and we knew Mike would have them ready to go. Just so proud of our defense after what they had to hear about for the last 2 weeks to come out and hold those guys, I think, to 180 yards, and hold him to 123 passing, to do what they did in the run game, the 2 turnovers. Really proud of what they did. Offensively, we just kind of kept hunting and pecking. I thought Cody had some really tremendous plays tonight. Obviously, the Hail Mary at the end of the first half, avoiding the rush to hit that one, and then a real big third down conversion there in the fourth quarter with a free rusher. So, and then just to keep running the ball. And we're not just going to abandon that thing. We're going to keep finding our way to run it. We have to. It's who we are, and it helps our defense. And we're still learning, but we are gaining an attitude about it. And it's been a hard 2 weeks on those guys up front that we were going to run the ball, and we were able to do it. And I love the fact we were able to do it in the second half in the fashion that we did. Thought it really showed our conditioning. The guys were in great shape, physical and mental. It was awesome. This guy Su'a, unbelievable plays tonight. The sack, the pick six, tackle for loss. I mean, just all around proud of our football team. We're not perfect. We have plenty of room for improvement, and we're going to need to play better again next week. So we'll enjoy this, but this isn't the end-all, be-all. We're better than we played tonight, and so we'll get back to work here and continue to strive for improvement. But it's great to be 2-0 in conference play.
Su'a, USC's defense is the only team that has not allowed a passing touchdown so far this season. What has been the key to the secondary success so far?
Actually, we were talking about that earlier in the week, and I don't know, I just think the coaches are doing a great job of just calling the right plays at the right time, and everybody's executing, so I'm proud of all the DBs.
Su'a, can you walk us through the interception, what you saw, or what happened there?
Once again, credit to the coaches. We called a zone, and we knew that they wanted to get the ball out to the flats with their big tight ends, and they ran them out, and I just happened to make the play on the ball.
Coach, what was the thought process on that Hail Mary at the end of the half? I think a lot of people expected the time to kind of go, but that changed momentum. So.
Right. We were, initially it was, I didn't want Oregon State to call timeout and them to have all that clock. So that's why we put the offense on the field to kind of give the appearance that we were going to go right then. And then the plan the whole time was to run it down to 2 seconds, take the timeout, and then throw that Hail Mary. We practice it a couple times a week. We've been practicing it since training camp, and you never know when you're going to use it. We do the same with the defense. I mean, we do it against each other. You never know when you're going to use it, but when you do use it, you want to make sure we execute it. And it was really well done by the guys. I mean, Darius really comes from the opposite side, and he gets in position to make the catch. The other 3 guys really do their job well, and again, Cody buying the time. So if we didn't catch it, it would have been the end of the first half. Even if they would have intercepted it, it would have been the end of the first half. So that was the thought process.
Cody, what was your take on the Hail Mary?
Yeah, I knew exactly what he was saying. We're on the same page about get out there on offense, let it run down, and that way, either it was either a touchdown or reception or the ball got batted down. And like Sark said, we really do practice it. I got asked this question earlier, but we practice it 2 or 3 times a week. Going over it in case we get those scenarios. And Darius made an amazing play, and I was just thinking in my head, don't throw it out of the end zone or don't throw it out of bounds. Just kind of try to put it right by the goal line. And Darius did a great job and went up and made a great play. And I really think that sparked us for the second half. And that was a big play that got the crowd pumped up too.
How often does it work in practice?
In practice, we
always against air.
Yeah,
we better be able to catch it against air. And then when we go against the defense, we actually say who jumps, because I don't want to have that collision in practice. So I'll say offense is jumping, so they know they're catching it, but the defense is in position. Or I'll say defense jumps, and everybody's in position, and the defenders go up and make their play on it. So it's just to make sure we're in the right position. We don't do it competitively. I just don't want to risk the injury there.
Cody, after going punt in the first quarter, what kind of sparked the offense there in the second as you made that first drive?
To be honest, I think Su'a. I think Su'a's that big play that Su'a had. Our defense was doing a great job, and that put a lot of pressure on the offense, saying, we need to pick it up. And I think the first couple of drives, we were getting used to what they were going to give us the whole game. You know, we were trying to see what they were going to give us because they played other teams different. And once we figured out what coverage we were going to do a lot of the games, or throughout the rest of the game, we really got a rhythm going, started going, our run game started clicking, pass game. But yeah, I think, you know, the way the defense played and Su'a's pick six really got the crowd into it, got us pumped up, and got the offense energized. And
124 yards of penalties. What do you have to do to get those cleaned up?
Well, obviously, in the secondary, you know, we're getting called for holding. And this has been a couple of games of this now. So we're going to have to revisit, one, technically what we're teaching, and then two, fundamentally how we're executing what we're being taught to do. Because I think that was the bulk of that yardage that came off of that. And then you know, we had the roughing the passer. We had a sequence there on offense that was just odd. I think we had 3 false starts in a row. And sometimes you have weird stuff that happens in football, and it's hard to explain. I don't imagine that that'll happen again. But that really doesn't lead to the yardage. That's 15 yards. But the bigger chunks come in, you know, the defensive pass interference, the defensive holdings, the roughing the passer. So I didn't want to take our guys' stinger either. I wanted us to be aggressive tonight, and I think we showed that. That's why their numbers are what they are. But we have to do it within the rules, and so we have to clean that stuff up.
Cody, you were able to... key to containing Man U tonight?
Well, being disciplined was one of the keys we had talked about with these guys, of doing your job on every snap, and you know, really being disciplined with our eyes. Oregon State is great with the fly sweep and all the things that come off of the fly sweep, and so we knew there'd be the play action passes. They'd love to hide the tight ends and sneak them out into routes, and I just thought, all in all, the entire game, our discipline was very good. We were in the right places at the right times. They made a couple great plays. They catch a couple fades there on Kevon, but he rebounded. And again, you know, we might have been a little over aggressive with our hands, but all in all, I think we had bodies on their receivers, and the windows were tight, and we did enough to make them uncomfortable in the pocket.
Cody, you're able to extend plays quite a bit tonight. How were you able to do so?
Yeah, you know, I took it upon myself to do that from last week. You know, some of the plays I was kind of sitting there and taking sacks, or 2 weeks ago. You know, and I took it upon myself that sometimes the play's not going to be there. Your first, second read might not be there, so you're going to have to make a play happen. You know, especially in our offense when we have so many, you know, get through progression. So you don't have a time clock in your head. You know, it's kind of something Coach Helton talks to me about is, you know, first, second progression, third progression's not there. Make something happen on your feet. You know, don't take sacks. So tonight we had a lot of plays where they did a good job covering, you know, initially. But some of our guys, you know, we practiced scramble drill and getting outside the pocket and ended up working out for us.
So what were the last 2 weeks like for you? Coach, you mentioned how it was for you guys to listen to that, but for you personally, how did you get through this?
Just getting back to the basics and just getting over the loss. Obviously, it was a tough loss, but just getting back to the basics and playing SC football. And we came in here not really worried about the other team, but worried about ourselves and making sure we did our job and executing. And I think we did that tonight.
Sark, how big of a confidence boost for a young offensive line for them to be able to assault the game away like they did in the fourth quarter?
I think it's huge. I think huge. I think it's a chance for Coach Drevno really to get into, you know, to get back into that meeting room with the young little line and really give them a vote of confidence. Because, you know, when you're young, you're fighting the fight, you know, and you're trying to find a way, and you're hearing about you can't run it, or can't protect the guy. So I was proud of those guys. They bounced back, and they're getting better. They're improving. I think one of the keys for us in general as a team, which we've talked about, we just got done talking about, is we have to remain hungry. We have to remain in this mindset of a relentless attitude to strive for perfection, to strive to get better, and not be satisfied with this game. We'll take it. We love the fact that we won. We love the fact that we're 2-0. But to speak of the O-line and to speak of everybody, we can be better. And we need to understand that, and we need to come back ready to work tomorrow of where we can improve scheme-wise, how we get guys like him around the ball more, to doing more things to keep him active, to play to his strengths. So as a staff, we're going to continue to tweak and look for things, and we're also going to look to how we can improve each individual player, because we have to raise our level of play as the season goes on, because we've got another great challenge next Saturday night.
One more. As the play caller, how big of a priority was it for you to get the ball spread out a little bit more?
It was awesome. I love the fact I think 9 different guys caught passes today. I think, you know, obviously, we wanted to get Justin a little bit more involved to split those carries up with Buck. We were able to do that. They both ran the ball really well tonight. J&A showed up. What a huge third down catch that was over the middle. I wish he would have thrown the double pass better, but but you know, he'll do it. He's a great athlete. But all in all, yeah, there's a little better flow to what we're doing that way. Nelson probably needs to catch more than 3 balls. He's too good, but we got the ball spread around and guys made plays, and that was very positive.